Okay, so we're doing this a really old-fashioned way because my computer, for whatever reason, is not going well through the proxy servers. So I just need to show you the quick and dirty of how to do this on your computer. So if you're on the university's website, you're going to click on the A. You're going to go to library, and that will get you there. Click this back off. It's divided into 4 sections. On the left-hand side, you have the navigation, which allows you to see forms like interlibrary loan, which you're probably going to use. It also has our hours, and our hours are basically the same. We're open from 8 to 5. Someone is in the library, you can't come in. We're not doing Mobius trading right now, but you can get to ebooks. So if you need to find books, you can get to ebooks. Now, the part that makes this a little tiny bit tricky is that when you go to ebooks, in order to read them, you can download them to your computer, but you can only download and print so many pages. So if we're going to do pollution, let's just do pollution in the ocean. I've been looking at that a lot lately. So here it is. Now pay close attention. You'll notice that this is juvenile nonfiction. That's not what you want. So make sure that you're paying attention to the collections that are down here. You want ebook academic, and it'll say there are only 20 books that are there that are academic. So then this will give you your book. Now you'll notice that you've got full text, you've got the download. Like I said, the download only gives you so much. If you have digital Adobe editions, it will allow you to download the book, so it's like in a flippable format, kind of like a Kindle or an Overdrive. Otherwise, when you open the book, it'll look like this. Here's your full text. This is your abstract. Always read the abstract. Save yourself a ton of reading. Whether it's an article or an description, an abstract for an article, but a description for a book, save your time. You can figure out, oh yes, this is exactly what I need, or no, this isn't going to work. So over here, oops, let me angle here a little bit, full text. Then it's going to appear, and it's just going to be basically you're going to mouse down or flip pages and go through the book. Now you're going to flip through. You're going to just go through. And that's the downside of that is that you're going to flip through pages like this. Now, you can go over here and you can say, okay, here's chapter 2. I wanted to skip there. And then it moves to chapter 2. The nice thing about that also is you can search within. And if you say, I want to search within this book, I'm going to look for micro plastics. And search. It doesn't have any. Okay, so obviously that's, so let's see, let's look for wildlife. Let's see what they say. It's got 1. So now I can skip to that, and then it should highlight where that search word is found within the book, which is kind of nice. But remember to always read above and below that to get context, because you can obviously you can take that out of context. All right, so it's part of the citations that it's got in there. Okay, so that's how you get a hold of ebooks. It's not perfect. Like I said, the best way to do that is to actually download it, but you're going to have to do digital editions and create an Adobe account. Just use your Apple account to do that, and then the books will pop up in your digital editions and flip like a real book if you actually want to sit and read them. But that's one option. The other option that you have is to look for articles. So let's go back here to the Library Learning Commons. Oh, we have it open here. All right, so if I go to search the EBSCO databases, I have the option to choose multiple databases, which is kind of nice. So this gives you this description. If I pop up on the little yellow box, it tells me, this is academic institutions worldwide. Depend on this database. Core resource, scholarly information, academic search elite contains full text 2,100 journals. Okay, so I can click on these and say master file, which is hiding. There it is, right up there. Okay, so I'm going to search all 3 of these at one time and say okay. You'll notice there's also encyclopedias in there, so if you need some kind of general informational knowledge first. Okay, so I'm going to do pollution. Let's do it the other way. Let's do oceans, ocean, and pollution. Now, there's some good things and some bad things. Now, remember, this isn't Google. You're looking for words, but these are often we do these as subject terms. Your and is going to get you more results. Your or and your not are going to narrow what you're looking for. So if I do pollution, or I can do and plastics, I'm going to get chemical pollution as well as other kinds of pollution. So if I say plastic pollution, but you do have to put the S in, and I search, now I've got 177 results. Now, depending, that could be way too much or way too little, and depending on what you're searching for, you may want to do a scholarly peer-reviewed article. Now, that means it's going to be by professionals who are writing in that field. It's been reviewed by other people who are also professionals. So if you're in social work, it's going to be by other social workers. If you are in chemistry, it's going to be by other chemists. So depending on what your field of study is, a peer-reviewed is peers in your peer group who have reviewed the study, who are in the same area of expertise. All right, so you can also limit this by dates. So if I say, okay, let's just do the last 6 years, we'll update that. And now my results are 64. So it's getting a little bit narrower. But you also have the way that you can limit and narrow this by using subject. And if you say, let's scoot that over. If you say show more, now I have the option to say, abysmal plant, that's interesting. Risk factors, marine animals, marine pollution, ocean travel, Pacific Ocean, plankton. So do I want to limit these? How do I want to look at this? You can click those, and that will also help narrow the field as well. Geography is one. You will sometimes find stuff in other languages. These are all in English, but sometimes you get Spanish or Portuguese, German. So you want to, if you get a lot of those showing up, then you might want to limit the language. You can also limit geography. So in this case, it's the oceans, which oceans and what in countries even. So that's another way to help narrow the field of what you're looking for. When you find an article you like, for instance, we look at this one and we're like, oh, ocean trash can, the ultimate trash can. Wow. Trenches as, oh, there's my microplastic. Interesting. Okay. So this is of interest to me personally. Sorry. So here we go. Here's our abstract. You can read that, figure out if that's what you need. Pay attention to these keywords. Now, the author supplied ecosystem, the system went back and retroactively looks at keywords, and this is what it came up with. Sediment, microplastic, marine debris, the Hadal Trench, and ecosystems is one the author supplied. So, but there's also other subject terms up here. Those are the keywords. There's subject terms up here: pollution, ocean gyres, trenches, and plastic marine debris. So pay attention to those, because if you're like, oh, this article is really fantastic. So if I went to plastic marine debris as a subject term, I now have 1,137 articles. Now, we've lost some of the scholarly peer-reviewed. You'll notice that this is a news Junior Scholastic, which isn't necessarily going to be very useful for us. Although if you're talking about how to explain this to children, then that would be great. Because remember, this is also for education majors and other folks who are using this, not just academic folks. So this now has 796 articles. So we'll say, okay, so this is probably a little bit more along the lines of what we want. But see, we didn't start off with plastic marine debris. We started off with another term completely. So remember, it's not using a Google search. There are controlled vocabulary for both card catalogs, but also for databases. And so pay attention to the subject codes. They're really vital. Okay, so here is our natural history plastics in estuarine fish and I think that's right, estuarine is estuary, and sediments at the mouth of the urban watershed. So here's our article. You'll notice we have it in HTML as well as a PDF. And our abstract here, again, pay attention to the abstract. Make sure that it's one you want to read instead of reading all 20 pages. This is 19 pages long. So in an HTML format, you're going to have to count lines in order to produce a citation because there are no page numbers, as you can see. So what you really want is the PDF, when you can get it, the PDF full text. So what that does is by choosing the PDF right over here, you get this. So here's our article, but it also has page numbers, 1 of 19. This is a PLOS article. So that's not incorrect. This is 2 of 19. So there's a couple things you can do here. You can download this to your computer. You can say, I don't want to lose it. I want to save it. I'm going to rename it so that it's something useful. And plastic in ocean. If I was typing, I would type a much better title than this. Yeah, I surely would. And then, really, okay, that's fine. For the moment, save it. But I notice here, I am logged in Google, so I can save this to my Google Drive. And it'll upload it. And I'm going to sign in with my account. It's going to sign me in. And now it's saved in my Google Drive, which is phenomenal. But I can email that to myself as well. Hey, it's been saved to my Google Drive. Okay. I can email that to myself. And I can choose MLA format. And I can say, send that to me. And put in my email address. And it'll send it to me. The other thing that I can do, I can just get the citation right here. I can scroll that. We call that the golden ticket. I don't know if you noticed that right there. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to find the MLA format. And I'm going to copy and paste that works cited. I'm going to get the whole thing though, not just the partial. Yep. Copy. And then I'm going to put that in a Word document. Dun, 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 dun. All right, there's my Word 2016. Click that open. I copy and paste it in there. So I've got it. I don't have to worry about it. It'll be there for me. The other thing that I can do, I can sign into my folder. I've created one. One of the really great things about doing it in EBSCO, the same principles work in ProQuest and other databases. Mine, because I used my Google account, I can sign in with Google. It's going to ask me for my phone. Yes, sign in with my Google account. I'm going to get my little code here in a second. My double verification. Oh, it's already got me there. Okay, so there's update my account, my checkouts. Here's my folder. This is a couple other projects I obviously have been working on. And it goes in order that I have put them into my folder. So